Граната! Монолит!
Hey, are you having a good day? Is life too interesting that you need to make it more miserable? Well, have no fear, gamer. Boy, do I have the most thrilling game for you. This is Pioneer, with one E instead of two, so you know it's gonna be amazing and quirky, right? It's got an open playtest out now, so if you're a professional toe stubber, you might have new competition in the Agony Olympics. Let me ask you a question. How long would you say it takes to know a game is bad? 15 minutes? 30 minutes? An hour? Or are you the kind of person that says 40 hours? That was the first option because that's all it took me to realize something was very wrong with this game. And I muscled through several hours to be sure. In all seriousness, this game has been the most pathetic, boring, lifeless excuse for a game I've played in a while. So let's get into Pioneer. Pioneer is the first game in the Pioneer genre of games. As I said, it's a playtest, and that's no excuse for the state of the game. The release date is this year, and, well, we're running out of time. Almost like it was slapped together with what's popular, the game clearly tries to draw the Stalker and Fallout crowd, and I'm convinced the devs have never played either. Starting off, we have to pick our server. Yep, don't you love that this game is always online and has issues constantly? Thank you, Modern Gaming. And tell me if this is familiar. I'm sure you've never heard of this story before. Something spooky happened to this power plant research place. The government sectioned off the area and isolated it. People wanted to get rich off the zone, research the zone, and adventure through the zone started to sneak in. Inside is mutated animals, bandits, and anomalies, along with tides. These writers must have had an awakening in their mind with such an original storytelling idea. That's so cool. Who would have thought of that? Honestly, let's cut it with the constant copying of Stalker. I'm sick of it. It's so saturated. And you'll see that they have never played Stalker but seem to just get the cliff notes off ChatGPT. I'm already fuming. I make a certain historical figure as my character and drop in. Oh wait, sorry, we have to go to the multiplayer menu where the playtest is. Yes, the playtest shows pre-planned Sentinel Pack Shop. Love that? And if you couldn't tell, this game is a MMO in a very light sense. A Destiny 2-like, if you will, which has the gross stench of live service reeking off it. Fine, whatever. It's time for our boy Ballsack to finally get in. I wake up naked on a very crusty mattress and find Edgar. He tells me he found me wrecked in a caravan during a mission. I mean tied. You know he's a quirky, weird guy because he talks with his own name and says we. Ooh. What's next? A not mysteriously evil leader of a settlement that is definitely not evil and has you sign a blood pact? Yes, in fact there is. I'm so glad you asked. And that room later has a door that I can phase through. We'll get to that in time. It gets much worse, man. It gets so much worse than this. Anyways. Geez, dude, warn me before flashing me like that. For saving us, Edgar wants me to go back to where he found me. And the only way to get there is to break out of this rift thingy. And the graphics in this game are visually pretty. Some of the designs out in the distance, this big thing that flies over. It's really cool. Although it's only in the opening area. The rest of the game is grim and boring. But the screen is smeared with Vaseline. I try and drop the aliasing and that setting doesn't work. You could put it up, you could put it down, it doesn't change anything. So I'm stuck like I forgot my glasses at home. I fight some spiders, basic enemies at the start. Here in this section and onward, no matter how pretty the world looks, it still feels lifeless. Everything is static and unmoving. I can't break anything. The wind barely affects more than leaves on trees. It's like a theme park ride. And a lot of the NPCs will just stand there and loop conversations that their lips don't even match to. Or no conversation at all. I meet the Dark Guard. He gives his trash shotgun over to me and says he'll help me forward. And he has to because this game will shove your face with an energy invisible wall to kill any immersion you have just so you could talk to who they want you to talk to. In this forest spot, I run into the first enemy. Zombies, wow. Okay. And what are these animations? I can see what they're going for, but it just comes off goofy and jittery. The shotgun feels and sounds like a toy. Give it a listen.
I'm reloading!
Pathetic. The most historical video game weapon dropped down to a pisser. I get to this orb and I get some more generic dialogue about how I need to accept the zone to join. It's the only way. Whatever. And it throws a bunch of dogs at me and have poison. Yeah, the dogs have poison. That no joke blacks out your screen for a second, and it's so jarring and epileptic. But they try and amp you up here, that you're in danger and you need to run. But if you just stand still, the facade falls apart immediately. Nothing happens. And the music didn't expect you to think outside of the box for just a second, so it just loops. I run up to the dark guard and I need to defend him till he can get the door open. And the game is so afraid to hurt you. All enemies do 1 to 3 damage. Again, if you wait outside the door once it opens, he's like, go, escape, go in there. And I stand there and his animation loops over and over blatantly. It's been like 20 minutes. What an absolute joke. This is some of the laziest design I've seen. Oh, and just wait, it gets even better here in this little section. I run back to the fat man to tell him I did what he told me to, and his house is gone. And he leaves me with a picture of an old phone. And your guy's like, oh, I need to look around and find some clues. You can look around all you want, and I did for a while, just for the game to laugh at you for wasting your time, because after that little dialogue, you're just supposed to hit the sign again with F, and it opens the way forward. What the hell are they thinking? Who's designing this? Who's testing this? What are we doing here? You give me dialogue that says I should look around, and then it's the exact opposite of what I should do? I know everyone says this, I hate to be that guy, but honestly, is an AI putting this together? Does anyone with a brain playtest this? Who would have come up with this? This isn't just amateur game development here, we're working with complete incompetence, and that follows through the whole rest of my time playing. And with the dogs down the hill, let me show you how stupid this is, okay? Get ready for this. I run into this little open section. You'd think there's crafting stuff in all these corners. I should explore just a little bit. No, it's dead empty. And you think, oh, I'll walk back here and enemies spawn. That means there must be something here. Nope, this entire little section is completely empty for no reason, and you fought those dogs for no reason too. They wouldn't have spawned unless you walked over there, but there's no reason to go over there. Just dead empty. Why? Why these 2 dogs? What is going on? Am I going insane? Ooh, spooky floating people shapes that make it 10 times harder to see anything. I'm so immersed. I head up to the church to see some survivors. And so you don't miss this stellar dialogue, you're trapped behind an invisible wall till they're done. Who is writing this dialogue, man? And as I'm talking with Gramps here, the church is under attack. I grab a gun, and man, that is one ugly deagle. How do you mess up one of the most iconic guns? But wait a second, the model in the cutscene is different than the one in the game. Dramatically. How did that fly under the radar? Again, this feels like nobody with a pulse tested this. And nobody with actual thinking power playtested this area either, because just standing on one of the closest geometry like a table, everyone just stands still. And the teammate with infinite health and ammo can kill all of the enemies easily. I actually waited so long the music ended. It was dead silent. What is this utter trash, man? I take the secret way out of the church, and the game kicks me to the server. Okay. Log back in again. Thanks so much, online gaming. I appreciate that. Sign in all over again, and I reach the hub. Basically the tower of that one hub from Monster Hunter World. Except it's all gray, and it's about as full of life as a funeral. You spend, no joke, and I'm checking the footage right now, a half hour just talking to people. Just to later on talk to more people. But you want to hear this stellar moment in the hub. This is incredible writing, people. Take notes. So I'm instructed to meet the medical lady. She has no idea who I am. Sardana. She gives me a couple meds for the road. And by the way, all the dialogue choices don't matter, not one single bit. You can't be mean, you have no personality. You are a total wimp that says yes, please, and thank you to everyone that stomps on your face. Yeah, thanks, Sardana. She asks if I can help her. She wants me to drink up a new batch she is experimenting with, already made on the table.
Come on, drink it up and tell me how you feel.
What's up?
How do you feel?
Hey, are you okay?
Uh-oh. Seems like something's gone wrong. Don't panic. Hey, please remain calm. It'll wear off really soon. 1 second. I will find something for you.
It was all my fault.
She then says I'm special and have aura, and she thought it would help me tame it. You may be like, why did this annoy you so much? Because it was 6 minutes long. What an actual waste of my time. Why did that have to be so convoluted? She didn't know me. She made this potion beforehand without knowledge of my arrival that's supposed to clean up my specific aura. Excuse me? What an actual waste of my time. This is one of the 10 billion times this game tries to shove in your face how special you are, how much of the main character you are. I drop by the armory guy who spends the entire time talking to my dick. Eyes up here, buddy. Then I go talk to the leader.
Excellent. Welcome to the ranks of the initiative.
Don't you think it's reckless to send a novice?
Shut it, Corny. I'm aware of your opinion. Now, let's get back to business. You're in a serious organization now. Our agents and allies are all around the island.
I promise we're almost done with this garbage hub talk. Nice. Where in God's name is the quality assurance? This is like Starfield 2. Oh, and goody, we get to go into the world and talk some more with a settlement, literally a stroll from the hub. Please just release me from the talking, please. It's not interesting at all, it's forever. I run into this tornado that blasts your eardrums and it looks horrible. What does it even do? I don't know. This is where the game just shoves a billion anomalies in your way that are just each a different color of don't touch or walk into it. Very original. I'm about to send my fist through the screen, man. These geysers are constant. They're literally everywhere. You may be wondering why it took me so long to get this video out. I genuinely was so bored I had to take breaks. I find the missing E in the title and it's a bolt from Stalker. We get some yellow paint, fake interactivity that loops endlessly, and another settlement right next to the last one. Tons of pop-in textures as well. You can't hurt anyone except for the enemies. Boy, this really feels like an RPG MMO. I'm so glad I get to make so many choices and the world feels full. Does this look fun? Welcome to the open world with 0 enemies or anything to loot. You having fun yet? I'm sure not. Look at how empty this is. I don't run into anything. And there's another settlement. Finally, I make it to the Bandit camp, the worst part of the game. I'm about 2 hours in at this point, I think. Now this right here is the start of the mission, where you get locked into the invisible walls. And then look how far you have to walk to actually get into the mission. And then I die because if you press tab, your inventory button, then hit tab to close it, it opens up the main menu for multiplayer. Who thought of this? Like I said, this game, is it even made by people? It's like you have an alien race that you gave the vague description of Stalker and Fallout to, and this is what they create. I run back for the stellar combat. Then go inside the cave and the enemies that just spawn in front of me and beside me. Oh, but that's by design. It's not lazy. I don't care about that, it's magic. It is lazy. It's unfair to spawn enemies behind and beside me constantly when they do that much damage. And making it to the end, I find the boss room and are shoved out into the open where snipers in the dark can shoot me and kill me in one shot.
You're living out your last hour. I will kill you slowly.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. And where did it spawn me? all the way back, baby. Gotta love it. I could go on and on and on for like another hour about how empty this open world is. It's barren. I know it's a desert, but like, are you kidding me? I think the Sahara is more exciting. How they have Superman 64 style run through ring sections that like auto-failed me on the end for some reason. The endless amounts of geysers that it's just everywhere at every turn. The unbalanced audio.
Interfering. Specimen is not a threat, but he prevented the unit from...
What's clanking? But I think you get the point. This game is kind of garbage. I don't even know if they could fix it in time. It's kind of a done deal. It's coming out really soon. But let me leave you with this, okay? If there's anything you want to take away from this, and if there's no way a developer's even watching this, but you don't know what Fallout is, what Stalker is, Mr. Pioneer with one E. Fallout is not power armor. Fallout is not zoomed in cameras or just a dialogue system. Stalker is not anomalies or a detector or throwing a thing into anomalies. Fallout is a post-apocalyptic role-playing game, an RPG where choices matter down to your character, the story, and the combat, like the game it was based off of. Stalker is an immersive world and military simulation that tries at every moment to ingrain its story and sensations into the finite point that is its environment, with AI that are fun to fight and an experience you could get lost in for hours. You are not quirky for being buggy and having issues. Stalker was good despite those things because it had humanity in it. A human made that game with their soul, and it was made with ambition. They pushed the hardware. They were unique. Your game is buggy and bad because of laziness and incompetence. I know I have never been this angry in my videos. I'm usually very positive, but the time to ride the coattails of greatness is enough. It's oversaturated. Even Stalker 2 was a complete utter misunderstanding of what the game was. I do not recommend anyone play Pioneer. I'd pay to not play it again. With that, this is Pioneer with one E, a pathetic game that'll be blown by the wind in just a month's time, I'm sure. Well, goodness gracious, this was a pain to make. Trust me, the next video won't take so long to come out. Anyway, thank you all so much for being you and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. In fact, it's 4:30 a.m. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel passionate to give you guys something interesting to watch. So why not consider doing what helps me out in the algorithm, and have a truly good day. Stay positive, and I'll see you next time. Bye.